Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the new AC Milan career mode. I've been planning to do this for quite a while, and it's just took me a while to get through the Bristol City career mode, but now that's over, we're into a new challenge, and it's getting AC Milan back to being the European giants that they were in the 90s and early 20s. So, no further ado, let's take a look at the team. So as you can see, we have got one man, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, at top still. 37 years of age, so he's slowly, I think this is last season now. So that might be an area that we need to look at, bringing in some transfers to. Um, we'll start from goalkeeper. Donnarumma, 20 years of age. We don't need to change that at all. Conti at right back and Calabria, pretty safe there. Kaya and Ramagnoli, the skipper, with Musacchio and Durate as a centre back. So potentially that area we need to look at probably improving potentially. Theo Hernandez with no backup left back, but I'll show you in a second what we can possibly do there to have a bit of cover there. But Theo Hernandez is a starter without a doubt. Ante Rebeck from Frankfurt is on loan. He can play left wing with Laxalt as a replacement, so pretty good there. Youngster Benincare and Kessie midfield very strong with Biglia and Bonaventura and Paqueta and Krunic even as well. So very much covered in those areas. This area potentially we need a bit more cover, I think. Um, I think I want to try Çalhanoğlu there because I think he's more suited there. Looking at his stats, he's not very quick for a left winger, but his overall ball control and his technical stats is very good. So I'm willing to try him there, but that's an area I think we could potentially bring in another signing just to strengthen, or I'll show you another thing that we could possibly do in a second. And then the one and only Zlatan Ibrahimovic at top, but with 37 years of age, like we like we mentioned a minute ago, that's an area that we could probably gonna need to address and bring in a few players there. We've got Rafael Leo, the youngster on the bench, which I'm very much excited using. I think he's an exciting prospect. So I don't want to bring in someone that's going to interrupt his progression because he's going to need to play. But with Zlatan leaving at the end of the season, I don't think Leo will be ready to start next season as the number 9 or number 10 striker of this club. So that's an area that we're going to need to look at and potentially bring in another signing. Substitutions, Salamikas, not sure how you say that name, but I think he's on loan. Another youngster with very good potential. 2 centimeters we've gone through already, very good. Paqueta, he can also play centre attack mid. So he could obviously, if Çalhanoğlu's not performing or Çalhanoğlu's injured, Paqueta is a replacement that we can have. Begovic on loan from Bournemouth. Calabria, the right back. I think him and Conti will be good competition there. And Musacchio, he's been here a few years now, as a replacement centre back. And that's the reserves. What I'm going to try and do as well, I've found out or was told the other day, in Serie A, I'm not too sure about other leagues, but definitely in Serie A, you only allow 25 players registered in your club. So I'm going to try and keep that as realistic as I can and only have a 25-man squad. If the case comes up and I get 26 from a youth player, okay, so be it. But I'm going to try and keep it to a 25-man squad. I think Maldini here, he's a relation to the famous Paolo Maldini, so it'd be interesting to use him. But yeah, the squad's not looking too bad. But for a team that's going to be that we want to qualify for Champions League, of course, that's where we want to be. But we also want to, in the next couple of seasons, we want to be challenging for the Premier League, the Serie A. So there's a few signings that we need to make, but let's have a look at the club objectives that they set us for the season. Okay, so overall objective within 3 seasons in UEFA Champions League reach the quarterfinals. So obviously in the first season we're not even in it. So the main aim is to get into the Champions League. As you can see, the one below is qualify for Champions League. That's probably the main aim this season, I think. I don't think this squad's capable of winning the league yet. A few signings in different positions. We could push the likes of Inter Milan, our biggest rivals, of course, and Juventus. So that's our main aim: qualify for Champions League. And the bottom one again is Serie A, finish in the UEFA Champions League place. So yeah, that's our main aim this season: is to qualify for Champions League and really win the Pokal Cup. Oh, not the Pokal Cup, is it? Is it Pokal? No, that's German. Anyway, the Italian Super Cup, I think, Super Coppa. That cup, if we could grab that on the way through the season and get qualified for Champions League, that'd be a very good season. Going through, so youth development, make 3 million profit from a youth player. I'm not too sure about youth this on this career mode. I definitely won't be using a scout future star. It's not the career mode to use in, I don't think. And what I might do is depend on the wage and the budget, which I'll show you next. I might set up a youth scout, but we'll just see how the season goes. Brand exposure is critical. Gain 70 million euros earnings from shirt sales within a season. That's a big task, 70 million a season, but a big signing that will the shirt sales should fly up. Financial, reduce player wages by 100,000 a week. That's capable. There you are, Coppa Nazionale. Reach quarterfinals, very much doable. Again, we want to try and progress as much as we can. What I will do in this career mode as well is have 2 teams, like a first team and then a second team, just to keep rotating, and then the players can then all get a game, and the youngsters will get game time more likely in the cup games. And again, finish in Champions League place. Continental, like we've been already, qualify for Champions League, and then within the next 3 seasons, reach the quarterfinal. So very much doable. But like I said, a few signings there and here. We could push for the league. But for now, the main aim is to get into that Champions League spot. Okay, so looking at budget, 63, just over 63.5 million, with 272,000 and a half in wage. So that is a lot of money. I'm not going to spend it all in this transfer. I want to try and keep this career mode as realistic as I can. Like I will try and do on this channel, all my career modes will be as realistic as possible. But a fair bit of it will be used because there's signings that we do need to make to improve this squad. We are in the pre-season at the moment, So we are in the competition of pre-season, but I won't be playing any games. I'll be simming these and rotating the squad. So as you can see, got Leicester, Sporting, and Mönchengladbach. But I'll be simming all them today in this episode, which will then take us into August, sorry, make a few transfers, and then the first game of the season is against Udinese on the 25th. But that won't be played today because what I'm going to try and do on this career mode is play each month in each episode. So I know there's only 2 games in August. So what we might have to do in August, what we'll do, we'll play August games in with September's, or what we might do is in the next episode is we'll play the 2 games in August and then play 2 games in September, and we'll just split it over. So the next 2 games in September will go to October, and then when we get to November here, because there's only 3 games in the month, potentially a cup game, or I would have back to a whole month then. So in November it'd be a whole month, December a whole month, and then so on right through to the end of the season. I think that's the best way to go around, and you get the career mode will move fast, move forward quicker, and then you can evaluate each month and see where you are in the league and in the cups and whatnot. But as you can see there in September, it's the first Milan derby at home. Well, doesn't matter because they're in the same stadium anyway. With Inter Milan, it is in 4 games into the season. Yeah, so what we'll do, we'll crack on into the season, get through these pre-seasons, potentially sign a few players, and we'll pause it. We'll stop the episode on to the first game of the season, and that will be a couple of days' time. But I'll mention at the end of the episode. Transfer here for Romanogli, Valencia, 43.5 million. No chance. He's our skipper. He's going nowhere. Should be a win here, and it is Rebek. 2 goals for him. It's good to see. No injuries, which is good. That's why I hate simming pre-season, because 9 times out of 10 you get an injury and it'll last the whole season. Transfer offer for Calabria, Ajax, 11 million. No chance. He can be vital this season. Good potential he has. I think he come up through the academy as well of AC Milan. Right, what I was talking about, squad report. So, there's quite a few players on loan out at AC Milan. Pepe Reina being one. I don't think I need to bring him back. I got Begovic. I would like to use Reina to be fair, but that's only 240 odd thousand, but it's not needed. So Reina can stay out in the Premier League with Villa. So the left back option was somewhere we needed to boost our position because we only had Theo Hernandez. However, Ricardo Rodriguez is out on loan at PSV, so I'm quite tempted to terminate the loan and bring him back rather than splashing the cash and bringing in another left back. Because I don't need to get a young prospectic left back because I already have one with Theo Hernandez. So that's an option at left back that we can do, which I'm quite keen to do, I think. Centre attacking mid, we've got Maldini. I know he's nowhere near good enough yet, but he will play a few cup games with a bit of training. He'll soon grow overall. Halojevic is out on loan, but he's only 72. I always thought he was very good high potential and at least high 70s, early 80s, but he's only 72 overall. So I don't think I'll bring him back this season. I'll let him stay out on loan and get a bit of game time, and hopefully he'll grow for us to use next season. Um, so right midfield, Castiello and Sailmakers. He can play right wing and left wing, which is good. Again, he's on loan, and Chanoglu is a left winger, but currently in the starting lineup is a cam. So going back to having a cam in the team, I think we might need to bring a cam in as well, because although what I was talking about earlier on, Suso, Suso's currently out of Seville at 81 overall. Again, I don't think personally his stats is well made for a winger with the pace he's got, but technically he's very, very good. So another option we could do here is bring him back, like Rodriguez, and have him play as a cam or a replacement cam for Chanoglu. But I'm not too sure. Anyway, moving on. So right midfield with Castellio, CL Meekers is as a substitution replacement right mid or left wing, and then Rebec is currently at a left wing with Zlatan and Rafael Leo as the two strikers. Andre Silva is at the club, but he's out on loan at Frankfurt. I don't think I'll bring him back. I'll leave him out there and let him get game time, and hopefully he can grow again. And then next season, like Halojevic, we can uh we can use him. But let's crack on. I'm just gonna make the second team, and I'll be right back, and then we're cracking into the next game. Right, okay. So I made the second team, as you can see on screen. There's definitely areas that we need to improve. So left back, I think we're going to bring back Rodriguez. I think that's the most sensible thing to do. Let's do that now, because Theo, there's no replacement for Theo Hernandez, and he can't play every game of the season. So we'll bring Rodrigo back. So he can go into the second team. Centre back, Durate. I'm going to be using him because he's young and he's got potential. But as a bench, if one of them was to get injured, I've only got the youngster of Gababia, which at 62 overall is not great. But again, he will get game time. But I think that's an area I need to improve. And thinking about Kaya next season, he's not here. He's in on loan. So a centre back is definitely what I need to bring in. Right back, we're fine. And I think we're going to need to go for a striker as well. But a lone striker or buy a striker, I'm not sure again. Because if we buy a striker, will they play this season with Zlatan as the main number 9? Or do we loan someone in this season, play Zlatan as the main number 9, the loney on the bench, and then Leo is also will get game time as well. Because I don't want to stop his progression with a new striker coming in, playing games where he could play. But for now, we're going to the next game. But for now, centre back we need, and a striker we need. Oh wow, we got thumped 5-0 by Mönchengladbach. Thuram got 3. Right, let's finish this pre-season. Oh, an offer here for Benaventura from Manchester City. Way under his value. It's not like City don't have money either, so no thank you. Okay, let's jump into this sim game against Leicester. What you might see in my few of my teams is they're not fully strength. What I don't want to do in pre-season is play all my fully strength 11 and then they pick up an injury and then they're out for half of the season. So what I try and do is mix it around. So play a few experienced players, play a few young players. Like as you can see there, Kaya has got injured. How long he's out for? Hopefully not too long. I know we've lost the game 1-0 and we've not gained the maximum potential money from the pre-season, but with the money I know that we've got, I'm not too worried about money. So I'd rather my players fully fit than them getting injured. Luckily, Kaya's only out for 2 days, so that's pre-season's over. Let's crack on and make some signings. Ajax have come in for Conte here. We reject that because we do need him this season. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a short list of a few players. Give me a couple minutes, and then we can decide of where we go from there. Right, guys. So I made a list in the transfer hub. So a few centre backs and a few strikers. What we're going to do, we're going to wait for the scout to come back for the full report, and then we'll go from there. But I think what I'm going to do is we're going to buy a centre back, a player that's got good potential and can grow a good partnership with Ramanogli, and then a new striker because Latan's going. So we're either buy one or we'll loan one in. I'm not sure. I've put players in here that we want to buy, but I've also got a few in here, likes of Costa, that maybe we can try and loan if Atletico would listen to the offer of a loan. But we'll wait for the report. I think it's gonna be 10 days, and then we can then move on into the next game, which would be in August. So we'll wait for the reports to come back, and then we decide who we want to go from there. That will end today's episode. I know there's not been much games and whatnot. I do apologise, but I want to get these transfers in first. Um, I want to hear potentially what you guys think as well. Um, I might have gone over the transfers a bit quick, but if I show you the centre backs, so we've got Anderson, Diop, Zuma, Konate, Milenkovic, Diakabi, Yeri as centre backs. So maybe one of those. And strikers, we've got Doniel Marlin, Alexander Isaac. He is currently on loan at Real Sociedad. I would really like him to replace Zlatan Ibrahimovic. So I can't get him this season. So we'd have to loan someone in for this season and then wait till he goes back to Borussia Dortmund, and then we can buy him next season. Which I'm option to do that. I wouldn't mind doing that. Moise Kean bring him back to Italy. Divock Origi, Bilbao have had a bid rejected. Marcus Thuram, but I've just seen there he's joined the club, so we can get him, and I probably wouldn't be able to loan him, so I'll remove him. Um, yeah, Diego Costa, like I said, potentially a loan. I know he's 30. I don't really want to buy him. I'd try and loan him. Mariano hasn't worked out for him at Real Madrid, but he did really well at Lyon, so potentially he could come to Milan. Santi Mina, very good player, and Inaki Williams. So yeah, comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are, and don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the page, the content, the channel. Sorry, and then in the next episode we will start the season against 2 seconds. It's against Udinese. Take care, guys. See you in the next one.